I've got another confession to make.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're looking at 10 celebrities who had children after cheating on their husbands or wives.
But she had actually come to you about the affair and the possibility of a child many years before, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Dave Grohl.
What if I say I'm not just another one of your plays? You're a pretender.
The Foo Fighters frontman has a history of infidelity. Shortly after, he met Jordan Bloom at a Hollywood whiskey bar, and the two married in 2003. They would have 3 children together, but Grohl would have a 4th. On September 10, 2024, Grohl made a post to Instagram admitting that he had fathered another child outside of his marriage to Bloom.
Why is he not snipped by now?
And speaking of that marriage, it seems to be ending. Shortly after the post was made, an anonymous source told People that Grohl had hired a divorce attorney before making the announcement.
This is obviously a terrible situation. As far as statements go, I feel like he handled it the best way he could.
I do too.
Marino Baccarin.
Experience has been more than... It was very good. Thank you.
The time went too quickly.
Starring in the likes of Firefly and Deadpool, Marino Baccarin married director and producer Austin Chick in 2011. They had 1 child, a son born in 2013. Soon after, Baccarin landed the role of Leslie Tompkins on Gotham and met co-star Ben McKenzie. The two soon fell in love, and Chick filed for divorce in July of 2015.
Can you turn things around? Can you take back control?
According to legal documents, Baccarin told Chick that she was 3.5 months pregnant in September. This checks out, as Baccarin's and Mackenzie's daughter was born the following March. They have both since married and had another child.
Rough childhood.
Rougher than yours. Daddy left before I was born.
Daddy left before I was conceived.
Dan Marino.
Hall of Famer Dan Marino in Garden City today as part of the grand opening of Anthony's Cauliflower Pizza.
Often considered one of the greatest quarterbacks in football history, Dan Marino played 17 seasons exclusively with the Miami Dolphins. He also seemed to have a fairy tale home life, marrying Claire Veazey in 1985 and fathering 6 children. But news broke in 2013 that Marino had a secret daughter with CBS production assistant Donna Savatier.
But I didn't, right after that, I kind of put in my mind, I'm just going to go forward and not worry about what happened.
The baby girl was born back in June 2005, and Marino gave Savatier millions of dollars to both care for the girl and keep quiet about the affair. Despite the breaking news, Marino remains married to Veazey and is reportedly in contact with his and Savatier's daughter.
You're an icon here in South Florida. What are your thoughts heading into to this year's big game?
Chuck Norris.
All right, okay. I know. We had visitors.
We love a good high school sweetheart success story. Future actor and martial artist Chuck Norris met Diana Holacek in high school, and the two married in 1958 while still teenagers. They remained married until 1989. Unfortunately, it wasn't long after their coupling that Norris had an affair and fathered a daughter with an unknown woman.
Just put a lid on this, you wouldn't believe. How the hell can he get away with that?
She was born in 1963, but she didn't learn of her true parentage until 1979 when she was 16 years old. However, she was discouraged from reaching out. She finally did so when she was 26, writing Norris a letter and encouraging him to meet her. He did, and the story was finally told in his autobiography, Against All Odds.
Like I said, you don't know anything about me.
Eric Clapton.
Patty Boyd was described as the great love of your life. True?
I don't know, Ed.
One of the most famous guitarists in history, Eric Clapton led a very rock and roll lifestyle, and that included the use of drugs and alcohol, not to mention numerous extramarital affairs. He fell in love with George Harrison's wife, Patty Boyd, and when she and Harrison divorced in 1977, Clapton swooped in and the two soon married. However, their marriage was marred by mistreatment and infidelity, with Clapton fathering 2 children with 2 different women.
So that's why I said, I don't know if I loved her. Because as a practicing drunk, which I was then, I just wanted something very badly.
The first was a daughter named Ruth, who was born in 1985 from an affair with record company manager Yvonne Kelly. A son named Connor followed in 1986, born to Italian model Lori Del Santo. It was this second affair that prompted Boyd to leave Clapton in 1989.
It was during the relapse that he had an affair with Italian actress Lori Del Santo. She would become the mother of Clapton's only son, Connor.
Liam Gallagher.
Some of them are a little bit out of order, and I do apologise for them and that, but, you know.
Oasis is one of the most notorious bands of our time, known far and wide for their public mischief and the constant infighting between brothers Noel and Liam Gallagher. And it turns out that Liam's personal life is just as tumultuous as his professional career. Gallagher married actress Patsy Kensit in April 1997, but just 2 months later, he was sleeping with musician Lisa Moorish. They had a daughter named Molly in 1998, but Gallagher wouldn't meet her for another 20 years. Gallagher divorced Kensit in 2000 and married Nicole Appleton in 2008.
Please welcome Liam Gallagher, everybody. What are you doing?
What are you doing here?
However, he would once again be unfaithful, entering an affair with journalist Liza Gorbani and fathering a daughter with her in January 2013. He divorced Appleton the following year.
By now, you should have somehow realized what you gotta do.
Ingrid Bergman.
He's looking at you, kid.
The winner of 3 Oscars, 2 Emmys, and a Tony, Ingrid Bergman is an absolute legend of a performer. But despite her wild success, Bergman led a tumultuous personal life. She married dentist Petter Lindstrom in 1937, but embarked on numerous affairs throughout their time together. Lindstrom accepted this, claiming that Bergman's income made up for her infidelity.
Kiss me.
You're shameless.
Yes.
It was during the filming of Stromboli that Bergman had an affair with director Roberto Rossellini. She gave birth to their son Robin on February 2, 1950, and divorced Lindstrom just a week later, going on to marry Rossellini. The affair was huge news at the time, and remains one of the most notable scandals of classic Hollywood.
Of all the gin joints in all the towns in all the world, she walks into mine.
Clint Eastwood.
I've killed women and children. Killed just about everything that walks or crawls at one time or another. And I'm here to kill you, Little Bill. For what you did to Ned.
The personal life of Clint Eastwood has been the subject of much speculation for decades. An intensely private person, Eastwood refuses to discuss his relationships and family, but he has fathered at least 8 children with 6 different women, and many of them were born out of wedlock. Eastwood married his first wife Maggie Johnson in 1953, but they had an open relationship that Johnson knowingly tolerated.
What do you mean? Because I don't think you'll ever be worth more than $3,000. What do you mean? I mean, our partnership is untied.
Eastwood had at least 2 children outside of their marriage, both to different women. He finally left Johnson in 1984 in the midst of an affair with actress Sandra Locke. And while they were never married, Eastwood also had 2 children outside of his relationship with Locke, including actor Scott Eastwood.
Mr. Nobody and I have been given the authority to get you out of this. All you have to do is agree to the terms, and you're free.
What's Training Wheels talking about? What terms?
Evander Holyfield.
You have 11 kids with 6 different women.
A legend of the boxing ring, Evander Holyfield was on top of the world in September 1998. He had recently defeated Von Bean to retain his WBA and IBF heavyweight titles, and he and his wife Janice had just given birth to their first child. But just 1 week after their baby was born, Holyfield admitted that he had been unfaithful.
One of them, Elijah Jedediah, the other, Elijah Ezekiel. Like this, and you know, so they got different middle names.
Okay.
In a shocking announcement, the boxer revealed that he had fathered 2 children the year before with 2 different women. Holyfield ultimately had 11 children with 6 different women, some of whom grew up to become professional athletes themselves.
A lot of people do come up to me like, don't you ever get tired of hearing about your dad? You know, every time they say your name, they're gonna say his name too. And I always say no, because I feel like it shows how great he actually was.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Arnold Schwarzenegger.
But let me tell you the truth.
Howard, I've been listening to your version of the truth for far too long now, and honestly, I don't want to anymore.
One of the most notable scandals of our time was unleashed on May 16, 2011, when the Los Angeles Times revealed that Arnold Schwarzenegger had fathered a son with his housekeeper, Mildred Baina. Schwarzenegger was married to Maria Shriver at the time, and they had been together since 1986. However, she left Schwarzenegger on May 9th, just 1 week before the Los Angeles Times published the story.
Look, we get one chance a year to prove our screw-ups, and what do?
we screw it up.
Baena gave birth to their son Joseph in 1997, just 5 days after Shriver gave birth to their youngest child, Christopher. Schwarzenegger was unaware that Baena's child was his until he grew up and, quote, started looking like him. He has since taken full financial responsibility and bought the Baenas a house in 2010.
And of course, the resemblance is, of course,
it's there.
Incredible.
It's there. Yeah.
Isn't it?
Can you think of any other famous examples? Tell us the story in the comments below.
Bro, are you cheating on me?
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.